let's say someone you know of gets the newest iPhone. You have two ways to deal with this situation. One, without mudita, you begin to judge everything the person has done in their entire life, their whole life story. You create and exemplify their faults, even faults which don't exist, and you feel so betrayed that someone like that has something better than someone like me. Number two, with mudita, you could think, hey, wow, that guy has the newest iPhone and that's so cool. In this situation, you are happier than in the first. And it might even make him happy, because such genuine feelings of appreciative joy might lead to you going up to him and saying, hey, you got the coolest phone, man. And that would make him happy as well. So, in the first situation, though the guy may be unaware of it, you totally make your life miserable. And in the second situation, you make yourself happy, and also the guy who got the phone is happy, because he knows that others appreciate what he has got for himself and not express jealousy. If we can use these principles as our framework and see every situation through this, deal with every person with these qualities in mind, if we can deal with ourselves, our past, our present and our future with this mindset, how happy we could be. We would be living in this human life as though we were in a heavenly realm. How much of a better parent, sibling, friend or spouse we could be. How much of a better person, a better human being. Despite how fast Apple releases new products, we can never outrun suffering. Come to think of it, even that gives suffering. Just as you successfully procure an iPhone 4, the iPhone 5 is released. Great. Even though the world is full of suffering, we always go around the wrong way, trying to alleviate this. We always change things on the outside without addressing the source of the problem. This is very evident in a quote I found by Ezra Taft Benson. It goes, "The Lord works from the inside out. The world works from the outside in. The world would take people out of the slums. Christ would take the slums out of people, and then they would take themselves out of the slums. The world would mold men by changing their environment. Christ changes men, who then change their environment. The world would shape human behavior, but Christ can change human nature." What I found this to imply was that there are two approaches to life: the Lord or Christ approach and the world approach. The world approach would give medicine for the signs of the disease, while the Lord approach will give medicine for the symptoms. This will lead to the eradication of the disease as we cut it off from the root. These solutions will be truly lasting because, say we want to stem a flow of water, it is easier to work from the source of the flow. If we work any further down, it may stem it for a while, but eventually it will break through and create even more problems. There is no use changing things on the surface. If we take the example of poverty, giving less fortunate people grants and loans, help them get housing and such, will not be a lasting solution for this problem. The best solution would be to provide opportunities for poverty-stricken people to work with reasonably well-paid jobs where they can develop their skills, and by doing so get better opportunities, and depending on how much work they put in, they might be permanently delivered from this vicious circle of poverty. One of my physics teachers told me once during a discussion on world issues that if everybody in the world meditated at least once a day, we would not have any wars or conflicts. What this showed me was that there is good in everyone, but just that they cannot catch their decision. The point when they let greed, hatred and delusion override the goodness within themselves. But with a little mindfulness of our circumstances and selves, with the practice of compassion, equanimity, friendliness and appreciative joy, we can see that decisive moment and take the decision which will lead to peace and happiness. There are so many examples everywhere on how people acting with compassion and friendliness have made a significant contribution to the world. If you look at the work done by great people like Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, Dalai Lama, Martin Luther King Jr., all these people made an enormously significant change to the world. And the great thing about it is that they did it without violence, without hate, but with compassion, kindness and gentleness. The strongest forces and the sole forces capable of deterring evil. To conclude my talk, I would like to read a quote by the Buddha. To live here and now, you must train yourself. In the seen, there will be just the seen. In the heard, just the heard. In the sensed, just the sensed. In the thought, just the thought. That is the end of sorrow. Thank you for listening. May you be happy and peaceful.